Steps up, feels the rush, unloads downfield. Fighting, Cooper Kupp breaks away. Touchdown.
Welcome to a new Clash of the Horns. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the Rams and Chargers. Possibly the best game, the one that had most scoring and it had all the turnovers and stuff. This was a really good game for both teams, even though the Rams came out victorious. Even though the Rams came out to win. And I think they have like this chip on their shoulder because they didn't like the way they went out last year in the playoffs. And I think that's why all of these guys are playing 110%. They have two corners. Akeem Talib's on the later part of his career, so it's Ndamukong Suh, and they want to go out with the championship. And this team is out here trying to win a Super Bowl. So now 35-23, the Rams win. And I just have to say, Jared Goff is amazing, man. 354 yards with 3 touchdowns and 1 interception. No quarterback has done that since 1999 when Kurt Warner did that back in the year they won the Super Bowl. So we're already off to a good start, 3-0. Same coincidence. The Rams, 1999, had a 3-0 start, the first time since then. Or 2001, my bad. 2001, they started 3-0. But, I mean, Jared Goff is playing lights out. He's over here basically ripping apart the Chargers defense. And he did force a throw, and he did get intercepted, which was possibly one of his only mistakes in this game. By Derwin James, who made a really good play, really good defensive player for the Chargers. He came out to play today, and he came out big. The only thing with that interception was that Derwin James walked out in the 1-yard line, and he went outside, which he should have just took a knee in the end zone. But I'm pretty sure because he's young, he'll learn to do that next time. But Jared Goff had a really good game. I mean, 354 yards, 3 touchdowns. Todd Gurley with 105 yards receiving and rushing. Wait, cross that. 105 yards rushing and 51 receiving. That is really good. That's an average of 4.6. And, I mean, you can't say anything else. Todd Gurley is the best running back in the NFL right now, and it really helps that he's on your team. Receiving, Robert Woods had 104, 2 touchdowns. Brandon Cooks had 90 yards, almost a touchdown. I think they tackled him at the 1. And then Cooper Kupp, possibly my favorite play from Jared Goff and Cooper Kupp this game was that long touchdown pass to Cooper Kupp with pressure all around Jared Goff, and he somehow managed to escape and throw it downfield, which is a very good play. Now, looking at the Chargers, I mean, you knew going in that Phillip Rivers knows how to ball, and he had a great game himself. The only thing is the defense needed to step up a little bit more and help him out. But Phillip Rivers had 226 yards, 2 touchdown passes. And I'm telling you, man, the guy is not afraid to throw it against your secondary. In the beginning of the week, I said, well, look at it this way. We have 2 Pro Bowl corners, and we have 2 really, really, really good safeties. And if he wants to test us, that's going to be his biggest mistake. But, I mean, when you have weapons that like he has, like Mike Williams, Antonio Gates, Keenan Allen, it's going to be very hard to try to defend. And on paper, both of these teams look very good. And that's what Phillip Rivers did. He basically cut us up a little bit, but not as bad as we ended up cutting them up, slicing and dicing their defense. Now, Melvin Gordon had 80 yards and 1 touchdown, and then Mike Williams is the one receiver that had 81 yards and 2 touchdowns. I mean, I think it helps also that the Rams have most time of possession in this game, and they basically controlled the clock and they controlled the outcome of the game. Now, if you look at the defense, I think the team only had 1 sack on Jared. And other than that 1 sack, Jared was just playing out balls out. And that's why the Rams offensive line deserves a ton of credit. And I'm pretty sure they're going to be rated fairly highly again in this game. It does help that Bosa wasn't in this game. He was out injured. And same thing for us. Marcus Peters went down. Akeem Talib went down as well, but not as seriously as expected like Marcus Peters was. And Mark Barron didn't even play. We had to do something. I mean, Shields was in the game. Nikhil Roby-Coleman, and I think Troy Hill was in the game as well. They did a fairly good job. They didn't get burnt downfield like Marcus Peters did in that 1 touchdown against them. and Ecular was being stopped by Ramik Wilson and Corey Littleton. So the Rams managed to have a game plan for this offense, and it worked out very good. At times we were getting burnt, but in the end of the game, it matters whose defense is better than the other one, and that's when the Rams came out big. So 1 interception for Darwin James, and then 1 sack for, I think his name is Mabin. But for the Rams, they played really well. I mean, sacks, I think we had 1 sack by Dominican Sue and 1 by Ethan Westbrooks against Keenan Allen. So they had 2 sacks and then no interceptions, I believe. They just created a forced fumble as well in the 4th quarter to seal the deal for the Rams. And the Rams basically were victorious, and they played a really good game. Now you have to look at it this way. How is those injuries going to affect the Rams, not having Marcus Peters? Last year when the Rams played the Vikings, they were exposed when I think Kayvon Webster was down, and then also my dude Tremaine Johnson, I think, might have been hurt that game. I'm not sure. But then Troy Hill either came in for him, and then Peterson came in and he got roasted. So we have to kind of see what's going to happen with their secondary if Marcus Peters doesn't play, because they're saying that it's not an Achilles, but it's maybe a calf injury, or it could be a knee injury, and that could really affect the game, especially for the Rams, because the Rams played really good offensively. And defensively, they did what they could, and that was good enough to win the game. And in the end of the day, the win is all that matters. But when you look at the Vikings, they ended up playing the worst team in the NFL, which were the Buffalo Bills, and they lost to them. They got destroyed by the Bills at home. And then the Vikings are going to come into our house on Thursday, and I will be at that game. But how is that going to affect the Rams' chances to win? Yes, we do have Ndamukong Suh, and we have Aaron Donald and Michael Brockers. Can we win this game? This is a good ego booster for the Rams. Starting off 3-0, it's a good indication their team is going to be very good. If the Rams can protect Jared just as like they did in this game, I know that the Vikings have a tremendous defense, and if their defense comes to play and they can create turnovers, the Rams are possible losing that game. But if they can protect Goff and the Rams receivers can get out there and start beasting, then it's going to be a good game and a good day for the Rams, a good night. So we have to see how that affects the Rams. I know maybe Mark Barron might come. As long as we get a consistent pass rush and we can create at least a couple of turnovers against the Vikings, we'll be good. It was a good game for both teams. Both teams tried hard. I don't think there's a lot of bashing on the Chargers. We know going in, the Rams are going to be the better team on paper, but can they put it together? And in the end, the Rams won the game. So it was a good game for both teams. I have no hate against the Chargers. I mean, there's a little bit back and forth with the fans, but to tell you the truth, I like Phillip Rivers. I think Phillip Rivers is possibly one of the most underrated quarterbacks in the NFL. If only he had a really good defense with him, he could go, trust me, to the AFC Championship game like he did back in San Diego times when they were really good with Wade Phillips as a defensive coordinator. Or he can take them to the Super Bowl. He's that good. And to tell you the truth, that offense is really that good, but their defense just had to step up, and they just didn't do it against the Rams offense. So horns up, you guys. Hope you guys like this game, like this video. Leave a like, leave a comment, and please, if you haven't already, subscribe. I will be going to the Rams Vikings Thursday night football game in prime time on Thursday. Until next time, you guys, go Rams.
Goff steps up, feels the rush, unloads downfield.